Genesis 27 verse 5 and 6. He said, and Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to his son Esau. Who heard? Talk to me. Who heard? Rebekah. Who heard? In verse 6 of Genesis 27, and Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying. Who heard? Who was talking? The Bible said, and Rebekah spoke to Jacob, her son. Who was Esau? Was Esau an enemy? But there was a wickedness in the house. There was an orchestrated wickedness. I agree that there was a generational matter from the womb, but it's wickedness to take the birthright of the firstborn and give it to the secondborn because you don't like the firstborn. Must that be the reason why you will pervert and divert a young man's destiny? The mother conspired with Jacob and took the son's birthright and handed it over. In dealing with household wickedness, number one, you must deal with the evil voice when the house is speaking against you. Number two, when your house is conspiring against you. You remember the story of Ahithophel conspired against the king, and David said, oh God, turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness. And Rebekah conspired with Jacob to take away the birthright of Saul. I said number three, when your house is envious of you. One of the things that sponsors household wickedness is envy. When your house is envious of you, instead of your father to compliment you, your father will be envious of you. Instead of your boss to be glad with you, your boss will be envious of you. When your boss is envious of you, you have a battle to fight. When you suddenly become a threat to your boss, you have a battle to fight. Many persons today, their job is shaking because their boss is envious. When you win a trophy and you expect your brothers to join you celebrate, your brothers are saying, what did they do now? Only you there. Are you the first person to win now? Now body they catch you. Household wickedness. Where you think that you are a team, not knowing that there is envy in the house. In Genesis 37 verse 4, that was what Joseph suffered. The brothers hated him because they were envious of him. Why were they envious of him? Now only you there. And if this thing is coming from your house, see, when strangers envy you, you can avoid. A great man said, they say snake bite. He said, but snake can only bite you if it's close to you. So one of the ways to avoid snake bite is to be far from the snake. Yes, sir. Now we are talking about the snake in the house. Can you be far from your mother? Yes, sir. Is it easy to be far from your brother? Yes, sir. Is it easy? I'm talking of household wickedness. That's why there are uncles, they know that they can't access you, so they wait for your wedding. That's why some uncles, they frustrate you for wedding day. Anything will carry you come village, they won't wound you. Because that thing brought you to your household. You'll be asking a question. Say these people are your blood people. Why are they treating you as if? They bring list, they tear list, they bring list, they tear list. You are asking, is this not your father's brother? They should be happy you are getting married. No. A young man went to get married, and uncles were doing their thing. The young man moved. As he reached somewhere, now the father-in-law was coming to be. Now tell and safe to say your daughter no water for your come off right. If you don't handle household wickedness, many are not married because of household wickedness. Some are unfruitful because of household wickedness. There's one second-handed, pan-beaten idiot in your father's house who is envious of your mother, saying, look at you, everybody, we not see boy born, now your mama they born. Every day she they born. May we see how these girls go better for life. Hey! Many have killed their saviors because of him. Many have killed their Joseph because of him. Number 4. Transacting with your destiny. When your house is transacting with your destiny. This one is likened to my text scripture. When mothers were trading children, say bring your own, we boil them. They go bring the other one, they go boil them. They were boiling children. The worst thing that can happen to you is to say you are a Christian without fire. You are even worse. In fact, when ice block is too cold, they know they play with it. Have you carried block on your hand? It gets to a point that the block himself will block your hand, and you take it away so that your blood does not congeal. Am I speaking here? So there is a dimension of you know ice block. You know block, you know fire, you just be water. And you be water, you know hot. I am still trying to look for a fly that land on the cover of a hot pot. Fly. Can't joke, it can't stand for hot pot cover. Because they dance for them. You know the near, if he try and he died there. In Genesis chapter 4 verse 8, Cain and Abel. Cain killed his brother Abel. In Judges 16 verse 4, Samson and Delilah. Samson was in love with Delilah. Delilah became an household member. By virtue of that, she was able to betray Samson. That led to the death of Samson. In Genesis 37 verse 18 to 20, Joseph and his brother, due to envy and jealousy, they traded destiny, and a great man was pushed out of his father's house. I wrote here, I said, mind who you stay with. Mind who you stay with. Stop carrying everybody in the name of church to come and stay in your house. Somebody, they pursue somebody from house. You meet them for church. You know, find out. You carry and enter your house. Go and ask questions. Many have been wounded because of carelessness. So, I'm not saying don't help a Christian brother. Not everybody in church is in church. In Job, the Bible says, and Satan came to church. Who betrayed Jesus? One of his own. He was an apostle. So there can be apostles who are playing 419. You should be careful. 1 Kings chapter 3 verse 17. And the one woman said, oh my Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house. I was delivered of a child with her in the same house. You know the story. At midnight, she laid over her child and there was an exchange. Where were they staying? I and this woman will stay in the same house. Mind who you carry in the house. What you suffer is a product of the door you open. Genesis 27 verse 15. Even a mother can be a source of pain. I wrote here, I said, if you don't handle household wickedness, number one, it leads to destiny exchange. Many destinies has been exchanged because of household wickedness. Proximity to you. House girl, driver, father, mother, brothers. You must goggle them on the scale of destiny to confirm who actually is good to be close. There are men who don't qualify to stand on your side. I said, number one, if you don't handle household wickedness, it can lead to destiny exchange. Number two, it can lead to premature death. Many have died before their time. They died a death that is not their death because of household wickedness. Destinies were terminated cheaply because of household wickedness. Number three, it can lead to strange afflictions. When you see somebody suffering from strange afflictions, go and check household matters. A sickness that is not diagnosed. The doctors will tell you nothing wrong with the person, but everything is wrong with the person. Suddenly, somebody just get an attack that you cannot explain. There is a sign of an household wickedness at work. Number four, I say repeated family struggle. When a family is going through repeated struggles, you know that there's an household orchestration. There are things strangers cannot do to you. In the history of war, one of the reasons why these superpower countries, they form alliance with certain countries around the jurisdiction where they see possible threat is so that they can have a landing base if they must attack.